next.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Saturday Soccer Showdown and Versus. I'm Duke Castiglione. We're inside the Philly locker room, and in talking to these Philly people, they really think that this is their biggest game of the year. Not only because a win today would help in terms of their playoff aspirations, but because Baltimore won to be easy. Philly just 1-3 against Baltimore this year. Amin Nazi, over to you.
Omid Namazi here in the Baltimore Blast locker room. Got to say, the mood was very upbeat here in the locker room, and the players are ready to go against a very strong Philadelphia team. They're coming off a loss last night against the Chicago Storm on their home field, but they feel if they go out and stick to their game plan, they'll get the result they're looking for. Now to you, Zach.
I'm Zach Leibowitz down on the Philadelphia Kixx sideline. We'll give you the X's, we'll give you the O's. For the Kixx, we'll give you 2 X's. We'll give you everything you need to know for today's game with the Blast and the Kixx here on the Versus Network. Al, let's send it over to you.
We've taken you to both the locker rooms here today at the Spectrum as we get set for the Major Indoor Soccer League here on the Versus Network. It's the Philadelphia Kixx and the Baltimore Blast. Coming up next, stay tuned. From the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, good day and welcome in to our inaugural broadcast here on the Versus Network of the Major Indoor Soccer League, where today the Baltimore Blast will take on the Philadelphia Kixx, rivals that go back to the 96-97 season when Philadelphia debuted right here in the MISL. Omi Namazi to my left, Duke Castiglione to my right. I'm Al Pulowski. Zach Leibowitz is also down in the field for us. We have a great game to bring you today, and let's talk about some of the players. Omid, first of all, one of the best goalkeepers, perhaps the best in the MISL, a guy you coached in Philadelphia, Peter Pappas.
No question about it. Pappas is a bright goalkeeper. He's very quick, very agile, good with his feet, and a great shot blocker. Everything you're looking for in a goalkeeper.
Well, and he's going to have to stop the shots of Michelle Millwood of Baltimore. And Duke, you had a chance to visit with the Baltimore guys. Michelle Millwood, boy, he's really having a great season.
He is having a great season, and this is a guy that knows how to play under pressure. And last year, he had the golden goal to get Baltimore into the finals and the golden goal to win the championship. He's going to have to play big today because Giuliano Salenza and Eduardo Neto are both out with injuries. Neto, last year, league MVP.
Well, today a big game for playoff positioning. We'll bring it to you next. It's Baltimore and Philadelphia right here on the Versus Network. Stay tuned. Hey! Hey!
It's one of life's great truths. Giant Cow makes people smile. Our job is to spread the word about the special place our ice cream comes from. Right on Turkey Hill, where our family-run dairy's been for over 70 years. Our ice cream is a real Lancaster County tradition. It's made from fresh country cream and only the best ingredients. When you see us, be sure to wave or move. Kids like to move.
Turkey Hill ice cream. Where we make it is why it's good.
Stay on or get stopped. It's Man vs. Beast Unleashed. The PBR from Omaha. Tonight at 8 on Versus. 2 weeks to go, and the #1 game in the NHL is on Versus. Ducks, Red Wings. Letting it fly from Hockey Town. Next Monday, 7 Eastern.
Nemours Alfred I. DuPont Hospital for Children is proud to sponsor today's MISL's Saturday Soccer Showdown. Children's health is all we do so that kids can do all that they do. Learn more at nemours.org. Back here inside the Wachovia Spectrum with our inaugural broadcast of the Major Indoor Soccer League here on Versus as we get set for this battle between the Baltimore Blast and the Philadelphia Kixx. Let's check the starters today. Here's the field players for Baltimore, who have several players banged up. Adalto Nettle, the MVP from last season, out, so they're going to be looking for Michelle Millwood to score some goals there. They'll go with the Aristodemo and Watson, kind of two midfielders, Nelson and Wakefield in the back. And for Philadelphia, their player coach, Don D'Ambra, up front, along with Dalevsky. And Omi Damazi, you coached it here in Philadelphia. You coached Don D'Ambra before he took over. Here's a guy that isn't slowing down as he gets a little bit older.
No, not at all. And he's one of the best target forward players in the league, and he's proved it year in and year out. And this year he's actually having a great year. And he's very good with his back to the goal and can turn his defender and get some shots off. He's one of the big keys for Philadelphia if they're going to make a run for the championship this year.
I mean, how hard is it as a coach to actually be on the field and watch the game develop and try to coach and play at the same time?
It's very hard. Obviously, you got to worry about your own performance, but also the performance of another 15 players. So you got to rely on your good assistants, and in Donnie you have Sammy Lee, who's an excellent assistant and can help him a lot there.
Zach Leibovitz down on the Philadelphia bench. Zach.
Guys, we're down here. Coach Don D'Ambra, the player coach. He'll probably hope to get used to me being down here a little bit as we're kind of listening in. This team, as you mentioned, missed the playoffs last year. It's only time that it missed the playoffs in its playoff history. So Don D'Ambra, the player and the coach, really leading the team here. They're really hands in. Peter Pappas told me it's an absolute huge game. Look for him to have some huge saves, so he says. We'll find out what happens. Al, back to you.
All right, Zach, we'll get you a black uniform. Maybe he can get out on the field. What do you think? I don't know, fill right in there. There's Donnie D'Ambra, the head coach for the Philadelphia Kixx, and also one of their key target players this year. D'Ambra's played in 24 games. He leads the team in scoring with 69 points. Peter Pappas, we talked about him in the open, considered the best goalkeeper in the MISL. Right now, third in the points against average, but the Toronto native is one guy, Omid, we talked about. He just makes all the stops. And Sagu, he'll start today for Baltimore. He is the leading keeper in the MISL this year with the points against average. And they are set for action here today at the Spectrum. Philadelphia in black, Baltimore in white. And we're underway as Peter Pappas comes up firing to midfield. And Don D'Ambra will take it down, the player coach, but he'll lose it. And Robbie Aristodemo, one of the great defensive-minded midfielders, gets it back to Sagu. Here in the Major Indoor Soccer League, we'll see the goalkeeper come ahead a lot further than you would in the outdoor game. Guys, it's really key for a keeper to be good with his feet.
Yeah, Pappas is one of the better ones in the league. In fact, in my opinion, probably the best with his feet. He can distribute and start the attack for Philadelphia.
Here's Bartolomeo. Morris. Ricocheted around and Sagu right there.
When you say keeper is good with his feet, is that kind of like in hockey when you have a goalie that's a good skater? He almost acts as an extra defenseman out there?
Pretty much. I mean, in soccer, obviously, your goalkeeper's main responsibility is to make the saves with his hands. So therefore, if you got a keeper who's comfortable with his feet and can pass the ball and start your attack, he's an extra player for you. So anytime you have that, it's a bonus.
Philadelphia with it in midfield, Drew Kopp. Looking corner for Hanoni Martinez, a defender, but nice bicycle kick clear there by Denison Cabral. He can go forward as well. And I'll look for Hanoni in the corners. Now Tom Myers. Here's Martinez against Cabral. Baltimore able to thwart the attack for the moment.
You can see there with Martinez having the ball at his feet, they're looking to take away his left foot, which is very dominant, very strong, and he can get his shot off. So I know before the game, Danny Kelly mentioned it, take his left foot and force him to his right, and that's exactly what Denison Cabral was able to do there.
And Martinez, more than just a soccer player, he's also a businessman, owns a chain of grocery stores in his native Mexico City.
He's got his hands on a lot of things. Martinez is very bright and a very intelligent player as well as an individual.
Alba Blast coming forward with Jonathan Steele. The Ireland native takes it in the corner. Walker in front, score! A header by Tariq Walker. Peter Pappas, kind of in no man's land, couldn't make the stop, and the Blast take an early 2-0 lead.
And there you see Tariq Walker, a veteran of indoor soccer, just hanging back post inside the box and waiting for that ball to get to him. Typical indoor goal, off the boards, and Tariq was there to finish it off.
So Tariq Walker getting the goal for Baltimore, his 8th of the season. And Tariq Walker makes it 2-0 blast. Now Philadelphia attacking Morris. Trying to find his teammate Steve Wacker on the backside, but Wendell Reed just there to try and clear. Now Morris in the corner. In indoor soccer, you notice a 2 is on the scoreboard. Once again, the indoor game is returned to multi-point scoring. All the games inside an arc you'll see in the attack zone are worth 2. Outside the arc worth 3, just like basketball, except there are no one-point goals.
I mean, this is the 20th anniversary of the three-pointer in college basketball, and I know a lot of coaches came out this year and looking back how much it's changed the game. Does the three-pointer or the multi-tier point system actually change the game the way you play it, as opposed to when a goal just counted for 1 point?
No, I don't think so. I think maybe at the end of the game where the score is close and teams are vying for, either tying the game or going ahead, they might strategize and go for more long-distance shots and three-pointers. But overall, it's not really on players conscious to go for a three-pointer or a two-pointer. They're basically shooting a goal.
So there are not set plays like in basketball for the three-pointer.
No.
Donatelli put it in front there. One of the most exciting rookies in the MISL, a Rookie of the Year candidate. Philadelphia will reset. Baltimore played last night. They lost to Chicago 12-4 in Baltimore. Philadelphia had the night off, but Baltimore with an early 2-0 advantage on a Tariq Walker 2-point header goal. Now D'Ambra. Dalevsky. D'Ambra. Great block by Aristodemo. Baltimore not out of it yet. Great save, Sengu, and a clear away. How many times have you seen that? Robbie Aristodemo making a block, and boy, Sengu with a great save.
No, Robbie's, very defensive-minded. He does a lot of dirty work that goes unnoticed, but he's a great player in that regard where, he gets down and blocks shots and, he does a lot of defensive work. But right now, Philadelphia is doing a great job of keeping possession of the ball and putting a lot of pressure on Baltimore and trying to get back into the game with their goal of their own.
The Blast pressuring high. Peter Papp is very good with the feet, so I don't want to take too much of a chance, but now a run. That's Andy Guestafaro. On target, Sengu is able to gobble it up before Pat Morris, one of the better scoring defenders in the league, can get there.
Amazing the reaction time of Sengu. Also the courage to
So the Baltimore Blast with an early 2-0 lead. Look at the defensive work of Aristodemo and Sengu to preserve it. Back with more after this on Versus.
I'm Catherine Smolin, and this is my story. I lived at the bottom of a big hill. I would run up the hill, and that would be it. That's really when I started using music to help me run. Just to finish one track felt like an accomplishment. You build up from there and add a couple of songs, a couple miles. Like I would have never told you to be running the Boston Marathon. It's unbelievable. You can always go further than you think you can. You just have to find out what gives you an extra push.
Here's how it works. Get the nation's slimmest smartphone at our lowest price ever, $79.99. The Silver Cube, with easy access to email and Windows Mobile. It's the stylish way to work. The Silver Cube from Verizon Wireless, America's most reliable wireless broadband network. Verizon Wireless, it's the network.
I'm Gene Simmons, powerful, attractive, a rock star supreme. What a handsome devil you are. Rock and roll! I am God's gift.
What feels better to you, sex or $1 million deal?
$1 million sex deal. Dad's gonna look like this after the facelift. A really strong wind, but doesn't affect anyone else around him.
Gene Simmons Family Jewels, an all-new season, begins tomorrow at 8 p.m. on A&E.
Limited time, get up to $2,000 cash back or 0% APR on a 2007 Mitsubishi Eclipse. Mitsubishi, driven to thrill.
All right, welcome back to the Versus Network. The Blast up 2-0 over Philadelphia. I'm here with Tariq Walker. Tariq had the game. I'm watching from this perspective. That was a big ball there. How were you able to head that one in?
Yeah, well, I saw it coming off the glass, and thought I needed to get it down because it was coming pretty high. So got a good knot on it, headed it back down into the corner.
Now, we're almost in the way here as the guys are coming in and out of the bench. Do you ever get in everybody's way as you guys are running in and out here?
Oh, all the time. All the time. I mean, this is a big bench here in Philly, so you just need to know what door to go out of and make sure you're on the right side of the ball.
Now, there's so much fast-paced action. As the ball comes off the glass or it ricochets, how do you kind of position yourself? What's kind of the strategy there?
It's tough. I try to get myself between the goal and the defender, and then from there, it's just, trying to get any part of my body on the ball to deflect it into the net.
Right, and Segu's making some great saves here, kind of preserving your lead here. Now, is it the key to just make the save and break out, or what's the key there?
Well, we want to keep the pressure on them right now, especially this early in the game. Having an early goal helps us out, makes them come after us a little bit more than us having to chase them all game.
All right, Tariq, thanks. Al, back to you.
All right, stay out of the way down there, Zach. He might get run over. So 2-0 in favor of the Blast, even though that Philadelphia's outshot Baltimore now 6-2. The shots on goal, but Baltimore's made them count. Steele with an opportunity here. Hit the post. Boy, Pappas out. It's not often you can beat him. It appeared Steele did, but he just missed.
Al, so far for me, Segu's been the star of the show. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. He's made some key saves. And not that time. Hanoni Martinez, a three-point goal. And just like that, Philadelphia takes the lead, 3-2.
There's that left foot of Janoni Martinez we were talking about. Again, the defender fell asleep for a split second, and there goes Janoni hitting his three.
Here it is again, Hanoni with a bomb. Not much Segu can do on that one.
Being a left-handed shot, I would imagine, is even more advantageous in the indoor game because you're so close and you're so used to the right-handed shots, but when a lefty comes at you, it's got to be a completely different look.
Hanoni Martinez with his 20th goal of the year and his league-leading third three-pointer. So 3-2 in favor of the Kixx. 8:47 to play here in the first period. We've seen some action early. Segu was able to turn away most until that last goal by Martinez.
We saw Zach say he was getting in some guys' ways down there. As guys go on and off the field, that's one aspect of this game that's so much different than the outdoor game. It's almost like hockey in a way, Omid, where you're almost trying to match lines out there as a coach.
Yeah, players change in lines. You typically have either 2 lines or 3 lines, depending on your team and the depth of your squad.
How long will each shift last? How long will a player shift last?
Preferably about 1 minute and 15 seconds, minute 30 max, and then we try to get the player off and get some fresh legs out there.
Baltimore down by 1, coming forward with Billy Nelson. Fourth-year defender. Pappas can't use his hands there. Martinez wins it. Here's Cabral. He had 2 goals last night, the only 2 for Baltimore. Trying a centering pass in front. Kixx just trying to get it out of trouble. Well, it's out of trouble, but it's out of play too.
Restart opportunity for Baltimore.
And here's the points we were talking about earlier. Anything in the red you see is worth 2. Anything outside that, you go all the way to the other side of the field. If you score, it's worth 3. An added aspect of the indoor game, which makes it a little bit easier when you're down if you know you have basically a goal and a half. That's what the three-pointer comes out to be available to you. Wakefield with the shot, Don DeAmber, the block there. Those don't feel good either, do they, the blocks? Well, Meade, you were a defender in this league. How much skin did you leave on the carpet? How many welts did you have after a game?
I try to stay up as much as possible, but obviously sometimes you're desperate and you got to go down and block the shot, and you leave yourself with some raspberries on your leg, but you try to get over that and make sure mentally you're tough enough and get down there and block as many shots as you can.
Don DeAmber called for a minor foul there. A score! Baltimore back on top with a three-pointer of their own. Carlos Garcia makes it 5-3.
I don't think Philadelphia was ready for that restart. It looked like Pappas was directing the wall, and Carlos Garcia took advantage of it and placed it well in the corner.
Dammer's shove there leads to the goal.
So Carlos Garcia, and you were right, Omid, it seemed that Pappas was still trying to arrange his defenders, and they weren't exactly where he wanted them to be.
Well, on restarts, you can put the ball down and play anytime. So, you know, Garcia was intelligent enough to put it down and without hesitation put the ball in the back of the net.
That's the 13th goal of the year for Carlos Garcia. Seen 3 goals tonight. 2 of them have been worth 3 points. So 5-3 now, Baltimore in the lead. This is Sean Boney. They look at him and say, wait a minute, isn't he supposed to play with the Sixers across the street? No, he's an indoor soccer player, 6'7", listed at 265 generously. He's closer to 285.
You know, he's from Trinidad, which begs the question, if he grew up in the United States, would he seriously play football or play a basketball because of his size? Would coaches funnel him into those sports as opposed to soccer?
Well, the black makes him look thinner, though, on his jersey. He likes the black. Looking limp. Pappas with a great save from the defender's blast. Now Garcia just scored that last Baltimore 3-point goal. Will reset.
Once again, their Philadelphia defender caught napping there and gave Baltimore a good chance at goal. Fortunately, Pappas came up with a big save.
Now Aristodemo trying to make a run, but Casey Barton with his first shift heads it away. Now Drew Kopp will slow it down. A knock away, but out of play. It goes in that netting right above the glass. It'll be a kick in for the Philadelphia Kixx when we come back. Carlos Garcia, 3-point goal. He's happy. Baltimore's ahead.
It's one of life's great truths. Giant Cow makes people smile. Our job is to spread the word about the special place our ice cream comes from. Right on Turkey Hill, where our family-run dairy's been for over 70 years. Our ice cream is a real Lancaster County tradition. It's made from fresh country cream and only the best ingredients. When you see us, be sure to wave or moo. Kids like to moo.
Turkey Hill Ice Cream. Where we make it is why it's good.
I'm going to Asia this summer, so I've been making a lot of Vonage calls to set things up. And the international rates are crazy low, like a few cents a minute to call Tokyo.
I love Vonage, the fact that their international rates are so cheap.
It's just $24.99 a month for unlimited local and long distance. Call now and get 1 month free, including free calls to the U.S., Canada, Puerto Rico, and Europe. Vonage, with great international rates as low as 1 cent per minute.
Call 1-800-581-6828.
The playoffs kick off in a few weeks, and Versus has the semis and the finals in April. Join us next Saturday for the MISL Saturday Soccer Showdown, when the Milwaukee Wave take on the California Cougars in Stockton, live at 5 o'clock Eastern here on Versus. Let's go down to the sideline. Zach Lebovitz with the biggest player on the field.
Al, I think I could take him in a header if there was a heading contest. I think that Mr. Boney here, he would, we'd have a little contest. Now, what was going on out there? As you're out there running around, kind of what's the atmosphere like for you?
Oh, it's a great feeling, first of all, for us to play at home, and then to have this big TV deal. It's good for us and good for the league. So, hopefully we can come out victorious in this game, yeah.
Do you have any nicknames? A 6'7" guy kind of out here, kind of stands above the rest. Do you have any nicknames, anything like that?
I don't know, whatever you feel like calling me. I'm cool with it. That's all right.
The big Boney man, what do you think? Do you have anything offhand?
Well, Boney's my name, so the big Boney man doesn't, that's too easy to be a nickname.
All right, well, if he scores a goal out, maybe call him a little Boney Maroney or something like that. But he's down here. He's sweating a lot. We'll see. Get him some water here, and we'll check back with him later, Al.
All right. Tiny. Let's call him Tiny. Some of his former teammates did when he was in Cleveland. So take a look at Michelle Millwood there, the Baltimore Blast forward who scored the game-winning goal last year to defeat your St. Louis Steamers team in the championship.
Yeah, well, I'd rather not talk about that, but yes, Millwood came up big in that sudden death
mini game overtime, and fortunately for Baltimore, they came out victorious.
And we've got a foul on the far boards. It's on Carlos Garcia. That's his first personal foul, the first on the Blast. Now, foul-wise in the Major Indoor Soccer League, when an individual player picks up 4.5, he automatically gets a 2-minute blue card. Pony with a rocket that Segu saves. And the more severes are the 2-minute penalties, just like you'd see in hockey. But 4 minor fouls gives you a 2-minute penalty. Those get reset at the halftime break and then at the end of regulation if there is an overtime.
Al, if Baltimore is going to win the game today, they really have to have more pressure on the ball when Philadelphia's defenders have the ball. Right now, Philadelphia's having an easy time getting it to Boney, to Diambra, to their target players, and getting their shots off. They really have to pressure those defenders and really neutralize the target players for Philadelphia.
Well, Baltimore, who played last night on me, is just trying to hang in there. And so far, they're up 5-3. But you're right, if you allow Philadelphia in like that, eventually they're going to start converting those chances.
And that's their strength. Philly's strength is their target players, big bodies, good with their back to the goal, and they'll really hurt you.
Now Billy Nelson goes down. Casey Barton guilty of the trip, his first. Let's take a look at the standings in the Major Indoor Soccer League. With just a few games left in the 30-game regular season, you see just a half game separates Baltimore and Philadelphia. Top 4 teams go to the playoffs, and you can see 5 are in the hunt for those 4 spots. Baltimore will play possession as much as possible here today. Not afraid to go back to their keeper, Segu. Now in the corner, Matt Watson. There's Walker. He had the header goal to open. Pappas to slide out. Barton, a good slide tackle to break it up. Baltimore will reset back in midfield. 3:28 to play in the first period. 5-3, favor of the Blast.
Philly without John Barry Newsom today. He's got a bad hamstring. I mean, how much does that change the way they play this game?
Well, John Barry is just, great athlete. He's good in the counterattack, quick enough to get back post. Just creates a lot of problems for the defenders. But, they still have very capable players, again, with Diambra and also with Boney, as well as Dave Castellanos filling in for John Barry Newsom.
Barry Newsom's dad, by the way, Sam Newsom, was actually a goalie with the great Cosmo team, New York Cosmos, in 1975.
Segu picks that ball up. How many great saves have we seen from Segu here in this first quarter? Well, Pappas will leave it for Henoni Martinez. Now Drew Kopp with space. Surprised at all that Baltimore's ahead early in this one?
A little bit, Al. I think the 2 goals they scored, Philadelphia, really, they've got to blame themselves. They weren't ready. One on the restart and the other one, Tariq Walker wide open in the box for a free header. So, yeah, a little bit. So we'll see what Philadelphia does to get back in the game here.
Well, mainly Segu has kept him in it. He's made 10 saves on 11 shots this far.
Head coach Don Diambra was telling us such good chemistry on this team. 7 guys from Philly on this team, yet they don't play all that well at home. They have a better road record than home record.
And that's a surprise this year. Philadelphia, throughout their history, have been a good home team, and usually they get up on a team, they really pressure them, and they make it hard. But this year, for whatever reason, and I believe personally that, they need to tighten things up defensively a little bit more and make sure that they don't give too many easy goals to the other teams.
Baltimore to reset. Also, Baltimore played last night, lost to Chicago at home. Philadelphia didn't play. Fatigue's got to be a bit of a factor today.
Yeah, I mean, there's always that fatigue factor. But Al, sometimes on a second night, your legs actually feel better. You get that rust out of your system, and you can play with a lot more energy. So it'll be interesting to see if Baltimore has it all the way through.
Philadelphia wants to attack. Baltimore's back, but here's Pat Morris, the left foot dominant defender. For Sean Boney, another left footer. It's got to be scary as a keeper to see him tee that up. Less than a minute now in the first quarter. Westafaro. And a reset to Edgar Bartolomeo. Martin was looking for Boney, passed him. Sagu with the scoop.
Bartolomeo has a great story. 11 years ago, he escaped Angola as a refugee, went back to Angola. This past Christmas, brought soccer balls and clothes.
Well, hasn't forgotten where he's come from. And very fortunate to be playing soccer here. 16 seconds left in the quarter. Golevsky long for Martinez. Now Steele able to clear, 7 seconds. Castellanos for Bartolomeo's got to pull the trigger. Philadelphia's out of time, so the first quarter's over. Sagu has made 10 first quarter saves on 11 shots. The Baltimore Blast behind a 3-point goal by Carlos Garcia and a header by Walker. That's Philly's only score, that Martinez goal. It's 5-3 Baltimore. You're watching it on Versus.
My name is Allison Felix, and this is my story. I started out playing basketball. They coined me with the name Chicken Legs. Well, I came out for the track team and kind of wanted to prove everyone wrong. After that, I started racing against professional runners, making my dreams come true. Being called Chicken Legs, I just use it all as motivation. I still get called it now.
What drives you? Fame? Fortune? How about being part of something much bigger than yourself? As a citizen and soldier in the United States Army Reserve, you'll train near home and serve when needed. Call 1-888-851-ARMY now. Hear what it's like to be a soldier from real Army Reserve soldiers. Plus, get a free messenger bag. Explore over 120 careers. Get help paying for college. And see if you qualify for an enlistment bonus. Call now to find out how you too can become Army Strong in the Army Reserve.
If you're ever pulled over and can't show proof of financial responsibility, you could lose your privilege to drive. It's the law. Can you afford to take that chance? Now it's even easier to get Safe Auto's minimum liability insurance coverage in Illinois. We've just lowered our down payment. Take advantage of this opportunity and call now. 1-800-SAFE-AUTO. Protect your privilege.
With only 2 men left, it's a fight to the end.
The show is over.
I Love New York, season finale, Monday, April 2nd at 9, only on VH1.
Sign up today. PLS Express benefits. Quick, easy, safe.
It's the Saturday Soccer Showdown. The Blast up by 2. Big Sean Boney really working up a sweat here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and here you see Pat Morris delivering a good pass to Boney, and Boney does a good job of getting his shot off. But once again, Philadelphia needs to get somebody at back post for a tap-in. Here, that ball goes to waste, and you know I'm sure Donnie will talk to his team about that and have some players drive back post for some easy goals.
There you see the listed dimensions on Sean Boney. Although he was listed at 265 6 years ago. I just can't believe he's still 265. Call me crazy, but seems a little bit bigger when I've seen him here lately.
There's always a debate about that.
Sean Boney, who most people see him, if you see him at an airport, people say, oh, what basketball team do you play for? It's like, no, I'm a soccer player. As he says, I play football. Philadelphia Kixx working on some plans now. Let's head down to Zach Leibovitz.
All right, thanks, Al. We're with Sagu. Just before he actually gets on there, your reaction time has to be so critical. How do you anticipate it?
Yeah, I need to be ready, you know. I come in mental ready for this game. I know it's going to be a tough game because Philadelphia is a very good team. I try to do my best for help Baltimore Blast win this game.
All right, I don't want to hold you. I guess you got to be out there, right?
Yeah, I hope he's still like that. You know, I hope I make saves. He's still like that.
All right, well, if you don't, you're going to have to come back and talk to us, so good luck out there.
Okay,
all right, get out there.
All right, Zach.
All right, well, we got him out there, Al.
Very good. Yeah, he's key, especially in the first quarter. 10 saves, that's a lot. It's not like Philadelphia isn't getting their shots and getting them on target.
You look at the two goalkeepers, Pappas and Sagu, you see the difference in styles. Pappas more acrobatic, and Sagu more a stand-up goalkeeper, one that is very good with his positioning.
Because of the close range that shots are taken onto keepers,
Do they wear the same padding, or do they wear a little bit more in the indoor game than they would outdoor?
That's out of my area of expertise. You'll have to ask them, but
we'll get Zach on that.
Yeah, I would imagine they wear the same equipment.
Early second quarter here at the Wachovia Spectrum in Philadelphia, 5-3. The Baltimore Blast have the edge right now on their rival, the Philadelphia Kixx. As a half game separates these two teams in the MISL standings between second and third place. Just a handful of games remaining in the regular season. Postseason coming up in April. We'll have it for you here on Versus. This game an important one here today. Now Tom Myers making a run. A little confusion there as Tony Donatelli almost cut off his teammate Tom Myers' run there. It's Myers again. Garcia with the bump on the way by, and that's Carlos Garcia's second personal foul. He's the only player in the Blast who has any. Again, if he picks up 4, that's an automatic blue card and a 2-minute penalty. Let's take a look again.
Yeah, it's a case of Philadelphia being smart and matching up Tom Myers against Carlos Garcia and isolating them, trying to go one-on-one and get a shot off.
Deflection there. Saw for a moment some Philadelphia players said, hey, wait a minute, isn't that a pass back? No, of course it isn't. Keeper can use his hands when he gets it off his teammate's body part that isn't a foot. Anything but a foot, he can use the hands. If it's a deflection, though, it can come off the foot. And that last play there ruled a deflection. Should take a look at the shots on goal this far. Michelle Millwood. Didn't see much of him in the first quarter. Here's P.J. Wakefield. Ristadimo in front for Millwood. Now Boney. Get it away to Tony Donatelli. Kind of got mixed up there with Boney, his teammate. The guy you want to get mixed up with, either side, whether he's on yours or the other one.
Boney looks like he moves pretty good for a guy that's 6'8", 270 pounds. I mean, that's offensive lineman size.
He's got good feet, and you know, as far as pace, he still has decent pace to keep up with the younger guys. I mean, he's always been one to be more of a positional player, more a target player where, you know, you're trying to get the ball to his feet in dangerous areas, but he can move.
Yeah, 35 years old now, 10th year in the league. Not exactly a young guy anymore either.
Baltimore trying to work out an offensive attack. Steele left it off for nobody, but he won it back. Now Millwood, the Blast leading scorer this year with 63 points. It's Barton. Forces him out there to the neutral zone.
Surprised we didn't see more Millwood in the first period there.
Well, I mean, I think Baltimore is running 3 lines, and you know, the fact that they played last night plays into that, and they want to make sure that he's got some legs left at the end of the game.
Donatelli and Garcia mixing it up. Morris and Watson get involved, and Hanoni Martinez will wind up with it. Martinez with no help here. And looking in with the tackle, but Martinez still going. Finally, Watson able to win it. There's Nelson. Sagu. D'Amber will chase. It's a great ball for Martinez.
Martinez really, all he had to do there, had to pick his head up and find somebody wide open off the boards in the middle of the box. And he overhit the ball and obviously went over his teammate's head.
Watson trying to send it over to Lookingland, but the Kixx win it. The Kixx have possessed for the majority of the first 19 minutes of play here tonight. However, Baltimore with a 5-3 lead.
You're talking about using the boards and talking to Tony Donatelli of the Kixx the other day on the phone. One of the things he said coming to the indoor game that was hard for him is being able to use the boards, knowing how to use the boards. He said he's still learning the game in that respect.
Yeah, it usually takes players, you know, their first couple years before they're really comfortable playing off the boards. There's a lot of great plays that can be developed off the boards, and you know, for the rookie coming in, it's quite an adjustment.
Bartolomeo got through Garcia, and a foul caught on Garcia. That's his 3rd personal foul. Now, if he picks up one more, he's got an automatic blue card. We'll take a break. It's Philadelphia and Baltimore, the visitors. Lead the Kixx 5-3. We'll stay right here at the Wachovia Spectrum with 10:18 to play before halftime, along with Omid Namazi, Duke Castiglione, Zach Leibowitz, I'm Al Pulowski, our director today, David Feldman, Lisa Seltzer, our producer. Thanks for joining us. They're on Versus for the MISL, and there Garcia just picked up the foul. That's his fourth, and that's an automatic blue card. He's the only player for Baltimore with personal fouls, and he has 4. And that's the blue card. Now, Omid, generally, you like to get a guy off in that situation. We'll talk about it when we come back. Timeout on the field. Power play for the Kixx when we come back.
It's one of life's great truths. Giant Cow makes people smile. Our job's to spread the word about the special place our ice cream comes from. Right on Turkey Hill, where our family-run dairy's been for over 70 years. Our ice cream is a real Lancaster County tradition. It's made from fresh country cream and only the best ingredients. When you see us, be sure to wave or move. Kids like to move.
Turkey Hill Ice Cream. Where we make it is why it's good.
It's the time of the season when love runs high. In this time,
moving your 401ks to Fidelity is groovy. Our retirement specialists make it so easy, they'll even do most of the paperwork. You dig? Call 1-800-FIDELITY. Smart move.
2 weeks to go. The race is for first place, and the #1 game in the NHL is on Versus. Monday, Ducks Red Wings. Guaranteed playoff intensity when last year's President's Trophy winners take on the team with their eyes on the prize. Then on Tuesday, Devils Islanders. New Isle Ryan Smith looks to lead his teammates to playoff paradise, but they have to get past one of the best goalies ever. This week on Versus, the national cable home of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Carlos Garcia, the first player to visit the penalty box here tonight with his 4th personal foul. You pick up 4, you get a blue card. That's a 2-minute penalty. And as we take a look at the last couple, there's number 3, and here's number 4 that sent him away. Now, they're all minor fouls, but when you get 4.5, that's worth a 2-minute penalty. And Omid, coaching strategy, generally when a player gets 3 fouls, you take him out for the rest of the half. But he still had his shift. He couldn't really get off.
Yeah, I mean, you either yell out for the player to, keep his calm and keep his cool and make sure that he doesn't give up another foul. Or if you have a chance to get him off the field and change on the shift, he should do that immediately. Unfortunately, he was caught out there, and Philadelphia's on the power play.
Well, Lookingland with a near shorthanded goal for Baltimore, but Pappas with the save. Delevsky looking for D'Ambra, who stopped his run here on the near side. Power players for the Kixx are Morris, Delevsky, D'Ambra, Bartolomeo, and Martinez. Penalty killers for Baltimore, Aristodemo, Wakefield, Lookingland, and Nelson. Now the Blast is trying to get it out. Let's go down to Zach Leibowitz.
Thanks, Alan. Down here with assistant coach Sam Lee. Sam, with head coach and player Don D'Ambra on the field right now, what is your role in terms of strategy?
Just as far as strategy, make sure we execute our plan, make sure we keep the ball moving, make sure we're in order with our changes as the power play progresses.
What are you looking for in terms of the strategy? There's not that many power plays here in the indoor soccer league. How do you strategize that?
Keep the ball moving, make sure we get a shooter open, and make sure we take advantage of any looks we get.
Are you going to get on and let Don D'Ambra coach? Did you play at all?
Oh, yeah.
All right,
I didn't score as many goals as Donnie.
All right, we'll see if he can score one now. Here we go, guys.
Well, Bartolomeo almost had one on the back post. It's now under a minute remains in the man advantage. Delevsky with the 3-point bomb. The former Comet can launch it from long range. Delevsky there, he loves to tee him up from deep.
And Philadelphia, one of the stronger teams on the power play. They've got the individuals like Martinez, Delevsky, D'Ambra, Pat Morris, who are all very good shooters, good passers of the ball, and they usually finish their chances in these occasions.
Chance here, score! Pat Morris ties it up at 5 with the power play goal with just 24 seconds remaining in the power play. And, you know, another thing on the Philly power play, they're all left footers. And Pat Morris finishes there as we'll watch it again.
Yeah, and that could be good in a lot of ways, but sometimes it's actually better to have a couple right-footed shooters to have a good balance on either side. But again, Philadelphia, not only can they shoot those guys, but they can pass the ball as well. And you saw there with a pass down low to Edgar, and Edgar across to Pat, and Patty was able to put it in the back of the net.
So Morris with his 12th goal of the year, 7 3-pointers. Zach Leibowitz has him on the sideline.
Pat, nice goal there. It was a kind of dive in there, Segu. What were you trying to do?
It was just a lucky bounce. We worked it down low. The ball popped down. Edgar made a nice challenge. The ball just popped right to me. I was lucky enough for me to have it home.
Now your nickname is, I heard, is Melon. What's your favorite melon? Did you have any kind of play on the field for it?
Nah, it's because of my head. So I got a big head. They call me Melon Head. So.
Did you try to head more in, or did you just try to get on the ground there like you did there?
Nah, on the ground. Indoors, mostly on the ground. You don't see many headers, so I try to keep it on the ground.
What's your favorite melon, though?
I really don't have one. Watermelon, I guess.
Watermelon, likes watermelon, Al. All right, they scored a goal there, and it's 5-5 now.
All right, so a 2-point power play goal for Pat Morris. Not often you see a guy that would embrace a nickname as Melon for his head, but Pat likes it.
Well, he had a bobblehead doll this year, and his own billboard as well.
That was really big, both of them.
Begs the question, how big was that bobblehead?
Al, for the people out there, Pat Morris there, one of my favorite players in all of indoors. He's a complete player, plays offense, plays defense, scores his goals, matches up with the best forwards.
Tom Myers with a 2-point goal off the foot of Sean Boney. And it's 7-5 Philadelphia with 2 quick 2-point goals to take the lead. Great patience there by Boney. It looked like he wanted to blast away at Segu, but instead he found his teammate.
Where was that defender from Baltimore? Carlos Garcia, instead of staying tight with his defenders with Boney having a bad angle at goal, goes towards the ball, and obviously the player wide open in the middle of the box.
So the 12th goal of the season for Tom Myers. Sean Boney the assist, and Philadelphia has their first lead of the night at 7-5, and the Baltimore Blast have called a timeout. Danny Kelly, the head coach for Baltimore there, going to try and calm his troops after he just saw a 5-3 lead disintegrate in a matter of about 30 seconds here.
Now we've seen a tough five minutes from Carlos Garcia. He's really struggled with the penalties and, of course, leaving his man open on that last play.
This is a game of momentums, and right now the momentum is definitely swung in favor of Philadelphia with a couple quick goals, and they've really taken advantage of their chances.
Let's go down with Zach. He has Tiny.
Yeah, I'm with Tiny. Well, you scored the goal. We go with Boney Maroney now. I'll drink some water. You deserve it. Now, what happened on that play there? You got open. You were able to put it in. What was the strategy?
Well, actually, I didn't score the goal. Actually, I had the assist on the goal to Tom Myers.
Well, no, I know, but you want to take credit for it a little bit.
Oh, no, so I try my best to get these guys chances to score.
So you're the true consummate teammate there.
Say it again?
You're the true teammate.
Yeah. Always, all the time.
All right, we'll get some water. Have some fun. Get some water. All right, we're going to get him wet. Make sure he keeps assisting. 7-5, high-scoring game thus far. Lots of action to go out.
All right, Zach. So Philadelphia, who scored 1 goal on their first 13 shots, has now scored 2 goals on their last 4. And they have a 7-5 advantage over the Baltimore Blast. Well, the Blast just trying to get something working in their attack zone. Dump back to Billy Nelson and a reset here. It's Philadelphia with some pressure. And Segu. Ristadimo for Martinez, and a handball is called on Martinez. An inadvertent handball, so just a minor foul. We saw there where Segu left the ball for Ristadimo. That's because the keeper in this league can send a pass only in the air over 1 line, but a field player can go over 2 lines in the air. Otherwise, it's an offside.
Correct, and players a lot of times come around and take the ball off the feet of the goaltender because they're allowed to obviously play the ball longer to their target players.
Great slide there by Looking to break it up, and then drew a foul too.
Right now, Philadelphia is really dictating the pace of this game, and again, they're continuously getting the ball to their target players and making good runs off of them, and they're looking dangerous.
Take a look at it again. Castellanos guilty of that last foul. You see Looking made the clear, and then got hurt. Should be okay. So he's up on the bench moving around. Segu will bring it out of the back. The Kixx win the ball again. And with the fresher legs, this is their first game this weekend. They play tomorrow afternoon in Milwaukee. Baltimore played last night. They lost to Chicago 12-4. 7-5. Favor of the Kixx. In the old days, the keeper used to be able to go 2 lines over as well, and that really hurt Peter Pappas' game because he's such a good distributor, as you see there. Takes his deep ball away. Now Segu dangerously gets it out of trouble. Don DeAmber with the chance. And Denison Cabral, you see him lunging with the chest so Segu could use his hands. Nice play. And Baltimore will come ahead. Less than 6 minutes to play before halftime. Talk with the Dato Neto at halftime. Also both the coaches. So keep it here on Versus. Some pressure for the Blast, trying to hold Philadelphia up. West to Farrell. Send it back to Martinez. Now it seems that Philadelphia is in no hurry to attack right now, even though they only have a 2-point lead, and it's very early here in the ballgame.
Well, they're being patient. You know, they're not rushing things and making mistakes in the back. They always have one defender push out and get Pappas involved with the ball as an extra attacker.
Wakefield knocked that one out. It'll be Philly ball when we come back. 7-5 the score. Kixx in the lead.
Running a small business from my home with customers and suppliers all over the world is not easy. I don't know how I do it without Vonage.
With the Vonage Small Business Plan, you get a Vonage line with unlimited calling, all the premium features, and a fax line that can be used as a second business line. It's just $49.99 a month for unlimited local and long distance. Call now and get 1 month free, including free calls to the U.S., Canada, Puerto Rico, and Europe.
Call 1-800-583-4957.
The Honda Superstore of Lisle, where you get exceptional savings on a great selection of new Hondas. Over 800 new and certified pre-driven Hondas available. The Honda Superstore of Lisle, known for saving you money. Get big discounts and huge savings every day. Buying or leasing, we make it worth your while to come to Lisle. Hurry in and start saving on your next new Honda at the Honda Superstore of Lisle on Route 53, 1 block south of I-88 and the Lisle Auto Plaza. Click on the HondaSuperstore.com.
When the heat is on, the pain is gone.
Introducing Heat Therapy from Icy Hot. Better than a heating pad, new Heat Therapy gives you up to 8 hours of muscle-relaxing, pain-relieving heat that goes where you go. New Icy Hot Heat Therapy.
When the heat is on, pain is gone.
I'm a manicurist. I can't have rough, dry hands.
Gold Bond Ultimate Healing Lotion. 7 intensive moisturizers and 3 vitamins.
Softer, smoother, healthier, too.
Can your lotion do that?
This stuff really works.
There's only 2 weeks left in the regular season to make every point count. Monday, the Detroit Red Wings take on the team many feel is the best in the West, the Anaheim Ducks. Then on Tuesday, can Ryan Smith lead the Islanders into the playoffs? Arch rival New Jersey awaits the NHL on Versus next week. 7-5 here, Kixx in the lead. And our inaugural broadcast on Versus. 3 more games to bring you this season, including 2 playoff games. Magazine show the first Saturday in April. Dino Dolevsky sends it into Don DeAmber. Back for Dino. A little 2-man game. Dolevsky around 2 defenders, draws the foul on Mike Lookingland. And a restart coming from the yellow line. I guess you call that a professional foul for Lookingland. Not really wanting to hurt Dolevsky, but definitely stop the attack.
Dino Dolevsky, 2-time MVP of this league. Really this year he hasn't had that great of a year, but this is the first time I've seen him, and he's looking pretty lively today. He's looking to make things happen, and you know, if he can get close to where he was in years past, I think he'll help Philadelphia get far in the playoffs.
Baltimore was ahead 5-3. Now it's 7-5 Philly, and the Blast have been scoreless now for over 17 minutes.
Dolevsky from Macedonia.
Yeah, there's two players from Macedonia on Philly's roster. One, Sandro Namaski, and also Dino Dolevsky.
The Blast attack with Aristodemo. In Wakefield. Trying to work something out here. Here's looking. A steal. Martin for Myers.
Martin's an interesting story. Works as a nurse in his native Wichita, Kansas in the offseason. Could come in handy on this rug here.
He can help himself out. He doesn't need a trainer.
That's right.
Less than 4 minutes now before halftime. 7-5 Kixx. Here's Watson. Now Wakefield for Tariq Walker. It's by him, and Martinez, a solid shield job that allows Pappas to pick it up. You know, Baltimore's only had one shot on goal this quarter. They have 10 for the game, but yeah. They've really slowed down after they came out only firing in the first quarter. They'll try to fire again. Here comes Walker. Peter Pappas able to scoop up the centering pass attempt. Amaski. Nelson gets there before Boney does. There's Cabral. Down he goes. Trip's going to be called on the Mosque. And you got to figure, too, that Dennison Cabral is really going to be looked upon as well as Michelle Millwood, but especially Dennison, who is one of the premier scorers in the game, to get some points tonight for the Blast. They just don't have many other players on offense. They're all hurt.
Yeah, and you got to give Dennison a lot of credit. After 2 ACL surgeries, 2 years in a row, he's come back strong. And with the absence of Salenza and Neto all year, he's really sparked this Baltimore offense and he's taken a leadership role.
Well, Bascom's been out all year, and Lee Tashantrat out tonight with he had 3 yellow cards, so he has to miss today's game.
Really, the guy they're missing tonight is Lee Tashantrat, the all-hustle guy for Baltimore, the guy who gives them a lot of energy, the guy that makes a lot of plays happen just out of pure hustle. And Lee's a leader, and they're sorely missing him tonight.
Sengu with a nice save there off a Tony Donatelli shot. There'll be a restart coming up for the Philadelphia Kixx. We lead at 7-5 as you take a look at Sengu, the leading goalkeeper in the MISL. He sets it down, says, hey, start the count. 5 seconds to restart it. D'Ambra says, well, let's use one of our timeouts and diagram a play with 2:18 to go here in the first half. 7-5 to score. Philadelphia in the lead. Omid, this is a situation you've been in many times. Diagramming a play here specifically for a restart in the corner. What do you think Philly's going to look to do?
Well, they're going to try to see how, and I'm sure Donnie looked at it before calling a timeout. Look at how Baltimore sets up, whether they have 2 in the wall or 1 in the wall. If it's 2 in the wall, that means somewhere somebody's open and they've got to try to get them the ball. If Baltimore goes into a one-man wall, then you're talking about one-on-one defending. Therefore, there's got to be a lot of movement, maybe some not so deliberate picks, and try to get somebody open for a shot.
One other game today in the MISL. It's a final. Chicago 19, Milwaukee 8. Big win there for the Storm. Another game tonight as everybody's in action. Detroit and California at 9, but with Chicago, they were up for a while in that game, 14-0. I don't think anybody expected a 19-8 win over the way. Waving out their keepers. Warburg, he's out, and so is Brett Phillips, who they brought in. So they're down to their 3rd stringer. They signed Dan Green, who used to play for them.
And Chicago has had a good run in the last couple of weeks. And if they can keep the same level of play up, no question they'll be in the playoffs. Milwaukee right now is a team that's struggling, and if they don't pick it up, they'll be the ones looking from the outside.
Don D'Ambra, the left footer, turns and uses his off foot to bury that one. 9-5 Philadelphia as the Kixx are on a 6-0 run and have a 4-point lead. Great turn here by Don D'Ambra.
And this is where Donnie's very strong. One of the best in the league. He can turn to either side and get a shot off. But the main thing for me is if you go back and you look at the pressure on the ball, there's not a good enough pressure on the ball, and the ball is easily played into him. And when Donnie's in that situation, inside the box against anybody, he can turn and get a shot off and score the goals. Great goal.
So Don D'Ambra now with 71 points on the year. You saw his 27th goal. Comes to the 12:53 mark of the second quarter.
Big goal right before the half.
The Kixx out shooting Baltimore here in this quarter, 8-1. The shots on goal. You see the results on the scoreboard as Baltimore was ahead in this one, 5-3. Now it's 9-5 Kixx. They look to put a little space between them and Baltimore Blast, not only on the field, but in the standings as well. Bartolomeo. As Philadelphia attacks again. Castellanos. Bartolomeo, another left foot dominant player for the Kixx. They have the most left foot dominant players in the MISL. Westafaro.
Again, here they're being patient. They can even bring the ball back, open the field up, knock it into their target, and here they go.
Castellanos. And to leave it off, drew the foul. Mike Lookingland, his second. I'll give Philadelphia another restart. 42.6 seconds to go before the halftime break. As you take a look at Mike Lookingland, who's a solid young defender in the Major Indoor Soccer League. Bartolomeo in front in the mixer. Casey Barton is trying to get it back to Bartolomeo, and now a clear. Martinez, and once again, Philly will possess. They've controlled the second quarter. They dominate the second quarter.
And my feeling is if Baltimore doesn't pick up their energy in the second half, it's going to be a long game for them. Really, Philly's controlling the game from the outset, except maybe the first goal. And Baltimore needs to mix it up a little bit, maybe play faster and really pick up their energy.
Kixx take it away again. Here's Casey Barton. It's been 22 minutes since Baltimore scored a goal, and that's the way they're going to close the half. Philly will try for one more. D'Ambra. The time running down. PJ Wakefield able to clear it out of trouble. And we've reached the halftime break here at the Wachovia Spectrum. Sagu has actually had a pretty good first half to keep Baltimore within 4 points. 9-5 Philly with 30 minutes of soccer in the books. Peter Pappas with a solid last, 20 minutes or so of soccer played, although in the second quarter, not really tested on me. Baltimore with just one shot on goal in quarter number 2.
Yeah, really, they weren't able to get the ball forward, and if they did, they played way too slow.
And let's go to Zach Leibovitz, who has Don D'Ambra, the head coach for Philly.
Thanks. Hey, he's reading, he's hustling, he's player, he's the coach, he's sweating. I'm exhausted just watching you. Talk about the execution there at the end. You called timeout and you executed. How was that designed to go?
Well, they actually they jumped on the restart that we were going to do, so we just tried to get our shooters on for the timeout, and we just played good. You know, Tony played a ball into me, typical target play, which we try and do, and I was able to turn my guy and get a shot off.
You guys have struggled a little bit this year, 1-3 against Baltimore, 9-5 at the break. What will you tell your team, the coach form of Don D'Ambra? What will the coach tell the players in the intermission?
We just got to stop their transition. They've had a couple breakouts where, you know, they're one-on-one with our last defender, and we got to eliminate their transition. And you know, we just got to make sure we play solid commitment on defense, you know, and offense, we'll get our chances.
All right, grab some water. I think you deserve it. Right, he's doing a lot here. 9-5 Kixx at the break. Al, let's send it back to you.
Okay, Zach, we're at the half here at the Wachovia Spectrum. Stay tuned. Coming up, we'll have the stats and highlights for you. Also, Duke Castiglione will talk with MISL MVP Adotto Neto, and we'll talk with Blast head coach Danny Kelly. 9-5 Philly at the half at the Spectrum.
It's one of life's great truths. Giant Cow makes people smile. Our job is to spread the word about the special place our ice cream comes from. Right on Turkey Hill, where our family-run dairy's been for over 70 years. Our ice cream is a real Lancaster County tradition. It's made from fresh country cream and only the best ingredients. When you see us, be sure to wave or move. Kids like to move.
Turkey Hill Ice Cream. Where we make it is why it's good.
Here's how it works. Get the nation's slimmest smartphone at our lowest price ever, $79.99. The Silver Cube, with easy access to email and Windows Mobile. it's the stylish way to work. The Silver Q from Verizon Wireless, America's most reliable wireless broadband network. Verizon Wireless, it's the network.
I guess we'll take Morty.
Pick last. Ouch. A vault will put you back on top. Quenches and kicks. Incoming! Yeah! You're a super soda mercenary! Vault. Drinks like a soda, kicks like an energy drink. Get to it!
And the Philadelphia Kixx with a 9-5 lead over the Baltimore Blast here at the half. It's the MISL on Versus Saturday Soccer Showdown. And let's send it down to the field now live. Duke Castiglione as the reigning MVP of the MISL, Adato Neto. Duke?
All right, Al, thank you very much. Well, you know you're good when you only go by one name. We are here with Neto, the reigning MVP, as Al said. You're out again with a tibia injury. What's the status? How are you feeling right now?
I feel good. I had a surgery last August. But I came back too early during the season, and the fracture's coming back. So the doctor told me to sit out for the rest of the season, and now I'm feeling good, and hopefully I'll be 100% for next year.
When do you think you'll be able to get back out and start training, start running again?
I think over the summer I'll have enough time to start, training, get ready, go to the gym, and do things to prepare myself for next preseason.
You guys won the championship last year. Your team's in a pretty good position right now, but how frustrating is it for you to stand here on the sidelines and watch?
It's very frustrating. It's disappointing a little bit too, because you feel like you can help your teammates. You want to be there with them, even on the tough times. But, the only thing I can do right now is being supportive to my teammates, be positive, and wait for next season.
Neto, you're one of 3 guys from Brazil on this team. There's a sort of mystique about Brazil here in the United States, especially during World Cup time. We hear about the great Ronaldo and some of the other great players that are out there. What is soccer like in Brazil?
Soccer is basically everything, all the kids, when they're born, especially a boy, the first present they get is a soccer ball, It's like a tradition thing. And it's just everybody lives for soccer there, and everybody's passionate about it. So.
And in terms of that, who has had the most influence on your career growing up?
I like Romario. He was just a player that always play good, always respect the people, and it was a great goal scoring. And that's the position I play, and I look after him. So I try to look after him a little bit.
Neto, we appreciate the time. Good luck with the leg. Hope you get back on the field sooner than later. Al, back to you. We will be right back after this.
You guys getting up for a stand-up?
I'm Catherine Smolin, and this is my story. I lived at the bottom of a big hill. I would run up the hill, and that would be it. That's really when I started using music to help me run. Just to finish one track felt like an accomplishment. You build up from there and add a couple of songs, a couple miles. Like I would have never told you I'd be running the Boston Marathon. It's unbelievable. You can always go further than you think you can. You just have to find out what gives you an extra push.
Announcing the Subaru All-Wheel Deal sales event. From now until April 2nd, get great deals from Subaru, the only car maker with the highest possible crash test rating for every model. Plus, every Subaru comes equipped with road-gripping all-wheel drive. Right now, lease the Tribeca for only $299 per month. Plus, the Tribeca has received the top safety pick from IIHS. Hurry in and lease one for $299 per month. Offers end April 2nd.
I get a little bit closer every day.
The PBR from Omaha. Tonight at 8 on Versus.
I'm Gene Simmons. Powerful, attractive, a rock star supreme.
What a handsome devil you are.
I am God's gift.
What feels better to you, sex or $1 million deal?
$1 million sex deal.
Dad's gonna look like this after the facelift. A really strong wind, but doesn't affect anyone else around him.
Gene Simmons' Family Jewels, an all-new season, begins tomorrow at 8 p.m. on A&E.
Through the years, many things pass from father to son, like Aqua Velva Aftershave. Smells great, cools, firms, and tones. Cool. Aqua Velva, men get it.
Want a more attractive smile? Discover a Lumineers smile.
This was just so pleasant, and the results were humongous.
To find a Lumineers smile dentist near you, call 877-586-4633.
Weeks to the playoffs, and the race is for first place. Monday, Ducks Red Wings, letting it fly from Hockey Town in a battle for Western Conference supremacy. Then on Tuesday, Devils Islanders. Ryan Smith tries to lead his new team to playoff paradise. This week on Versus, the national cable home of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
All right, welcome back here to the Wachovia Spectrum, 9-5. Oh my God, you guys are going nuts here. 9-5 in favor of the Kixx here. At the break, we're here with the Sons of Ben. Come on, guys, you guys are excited, right? Oh my God, it's unbelievable. As you can see here, guys. All right, now wait. As you can see here, these guys certainly in need of a championship. Interestingly, the Philadelphia Kixx, the last team to win a championship here in Philadelphia. They won it in the 02, the inaugural Indoor Soccer League season. I'm here. This is Brian. Brian, you're head of the Sons of Ben, promoting Philadelphia soccer. What is that organization all about?
Sons of Ben at sonsofben.com. What we want to do is bring Major League Soccer to Philadelphia. We feel since '96, when we had AstroTurf outside, we got overlooked. We're ready to compete with DC as the best fans in the league. All right, we're ready to bring it every game.
Now, do you guys travel with the team, or what is your relation throughout the season?
Once we get a Philadelphia outdoor team, Philadelphia MLS, we will be traveling to every outdoor game. Whether it's 6 of us, whether it's 30 of us like today, whether it's more, we're going to be traveling like DC every game.
Let's see that hair. Can I have that hair? Let me see that hair. Bring that hair over here. And this is Ben. This is Brian's son. Now, are you enjoying the water ice?
It's pretty good right now.
It's pretty good. Now, would you have any of the red, or do you just like the blue kind?
Blue.
You like the blue? I would think that. We'll keep eating. It looks great. Let's get the hair. Do you love the Kixx or what?
I love the Kixx.
They're going wild here. They're fans. They have all the beautiful girls, all the guys. It's a fabulous environment. The Major Indoor Soccer League is hot and happening here in Philadelphia. Go Sam. All right. Great, guys. All right. We can win. Way to go.
It's one of life's great truths. Giant Cow makes people smile. Our job's to spread the word about the special place our ice cream comes from. Right on Turkey Hill, where our family-run dairy's been for over 70 years. Our ice cream is a real Lancaster County tradition. It's made from fresh country cream and only the best ingredients. When you see us, be sure to wave or move. Kids like to move.
Turkey Hill Ice Cream. Where we make it is why it's good.
IRA. Smart move.
Between my 2 phone bills, it's probably about $60 a month.
About $150.
Probably $100 a month.
With Vonage, it's just $24.99 a month for unlimited local and long distance. Call now and get 1 month free, including free calls to the U.S., Canada, Puerto Rico, and Europe, and all the cool features you could ever want are included. Over 20 in all. That's a savings of up to 50% on your phone bill.
Call 1-800-971-0301.
Back here at the Wacomia Spectrum in Philadelphia, 9-5 the score in favor of the Philadelphia Kixx. Along with Duke Castiglione upstairs, Omi Namazi next to me. I'm Al Pulowski. Zach Leibovitz is our reporter here for today's game on Versus. And guys, a lot of points in the first quarter early, kind of a lull, and then Philadelphia, after Baltimore had a 5-3 lead, takes a 6-0 run to make it 9-5.
Yeah, Philadelphia did a really good job of taking that momentum away from Baltimore, and they were patient in their possession, kept the ball for long periods of time, and were able to get their targets involved. And as you saw with that last goal Don DeAmbra scored, you know, they were able to use that to their best and got some goals off of it.
All right, let's take a look at the highlights, which included a couple of three-point goals here early tonight. Baltimore on the board first, a Tariq Walker header. And you see Philadelphia getting ahead with Hanoni Martinez. That three-point bomb made it 3-2 Philly, but then Carlos Garcia, three-point bomb of his own, 5-3 Baltimore, then all Philly to close out the half. Pat Morris ties in on the power play there. That made it 5 apiece. Sean Boney watched the patience. Tom Myers finishes 7-5 Philadelphia. And then the Kixx close it out with Don DeAmbra. Look at this turn with his off foot, 9-5. Kixx have the lead here tonight. Let's go to the stat sheet, and so we can see Philadelphia shots on goal-wise really dominating the Blast.
Yeah, and that's a product of them playing with a lot of intensity. Again, keeping possession of the ball and making sure that they take care of it and wait for the right opportunities to get their shots off.
Sagu, an excellent first half. 10 first quarter saves, 15 for the half. If Sagu isn't on his game, this could be a 10-point, 12-point game very easily in favor of Philly.
Yeah, he was hot early on, especially, and everything that came his way, he parried it. And you know, if it wasn't for him, you're right, Al. It could have been a blowout by now.
Especially with Baltimore playing last night, I think fatigue we saw, especially in that second period, was definitely a factor.
Well, there's Sagu. And some love from his backup goalkeeper there, Brian Rowland, and the goalkeeper's really tight in the Major Indoor Soccer League. You see guys that are teammates that really get along well together, even though there is a competition to get that first string. Let's go down and to Zach Leibovitz, who has Danny Kelly from Baltimore.
Thanks, Al. I'm with Danny. Guys, you're down 4 at the break. What did you tell your team at the intermission?
We're not out of the game, you know. We need to do a better job of keeping possession of the ball. When we get the ball forward into our targets, making sure we're supporting them, getting runs off them, and create some offense, get some balls off the boards, get in front of Pappas, and make some things happen.
You guys have dropped 3 in a row, only scoring 4 points last night. What's been happening to the offense? How do we really kind of get that going again?
You know, tonight's the first night where we're really not creating a lot of chances. The past few games, we've been creating a lot of opportunities, just haven't been putting in the back of the net. And it kind of sinks into the team. You know, we just got to do a better job, keep pushing forward, keep trying to generate opportunities.
Okay, thanks, Danny. All right, Al, let's send it back to you.
All right, Zach. I'd like to see Zach in that wig that he had there on that halftime feature. I think that would go well with him, don't you? The blonde wig? I'm sure they'd let him use it. 9-5 to score. Philadelphia with a 4-point lead, and Robbie Aristodemo about set to tee it up here in the third quarter as the visiting team begins the first and third quarters in the MISL with the ball. Second and fourth quarters go to the home team to start. Just like that, Peter Pappas has it for Philly. So he's been solid here tonight as well for the Kixx. Baltimore just trying to get their way back into it, trailing by 4 points. The Baltimore Blast, for a while, the hottest team in the Major Indoor Soccer League. Just a little bit over a week ago, they were riding an 8-game winning streak. Now they've lost 2 in a row, and they're down here midway through their potential third straight loss. It's not good as the season's winding down. Get close to the playoffs, though. They do expect David Bascom to be back in the Baltimore lineup next weekend. Fingers crossed for that, for the Blast.
Yeah, and Dave Bascom will add a lot to their team. You know, he's one guy who can break people down in the midfield and create some opportunities for them. But look for Baltimore here to put more pressure on the ball and even sometimes run at Pappas and make Philadelphia turn the ball over in their own end.
Bartolomeo for Morris. As Philadelphia already gets a couple of changes, a minute into the third quarter. DeAmbra, their head coach. The back heel for Myers. Aristodemo won't let him go by. Morris, he'll shoot it from there. Out of play by Tom Myers. meet again. You coached Patty Morris for a number of seasons. He's not shy about sending it in from long range.
He's got a great shot. He's got one of those shots that dips and moves a lot, knuckles. So for any goalkeeper, it's hard to handle those shots. And you know, he waits for the right opportunities, but when they come, he's not shy. You're right.
Was with the save and then avoids a leaping Matt Watson. Goalkeeper's very protected in the indoor game, just like the outdoor, maybe more so in the indoor game. So you're a field player and you run into one, expect a whistle from the official. It's Castellanos now. Martinez through Ray Martinez, and Carlos Garcia winds up with the ball.
Like Martinez was looking for a foul there.
Yeah, it looked like an obstruction, but you know, the referee let it go.
Our officials tonight: Kia De Pena, Jeff Gontarek on the field. Now a steal for Tom Myers, looking for space. Now looking for help. There's Drew Kopp. Come forward if he wants. There's Boney trying to turn. Does, and Sagu. Right positioning to make that save. Martinez as Philly resets. Dolevsky. Donatelli's blast is blocked by Cabral. Sagu able to clear it. There's Wendell Regis, the indoor soccer veteran. Baltimore will slow it down. Carlos Garcia. 9-5 our score. The Blast led it 5-3 midway through the second quarter. Philadelphia with 6 points.
You see every time a Baltimore player touches the ball, there's immediate pressure on it right there. They're not allowing Baltimore to have too easy of a time of playing. On the flip side, Philadelphia is having an easy time where they're knocking balls around without any kind of pressure, and they're getting the ball forward way too easy.
It's a foul off the ball on Carlos Garcia. First foul of the second half. Let's take a look at the Sean Boney turn. Good thing that hit Sagu low on his leg, because the higher it gets, the scarier it gets. Here's your shots on goal by quarter, and you see that Baltimore was doing pretty well early. First quarter, they had that 5-3 lead, but Philadelphia's been dominant since then. And that ball goes out of play. It'll be a kick in for the Baltimore Blast as you take a look at Don D'Ambra. Scored the last Philadelphia goal. See the netting behind the glass. It's here for hockey. They leave it up for indoor soccer. That's to protect the fans from some shots. And that's going to be a pretty tough ball to get, so they'll get a new one in play. Oh, fans got it. I'd like to keep that. And Omid, if you're Baltimore right now and you're Danny Kelly, what do you tell these guys to get back in the game?
For one, they need to increase their defensive intensity. I really believe that's where it all starts. And then when they're in possession of the ball, and Danny Kelly himself alluded to it, they need to keep the ball for longer periods of time where they're not turning the ball quickly and giving Philadelphia a chance to counter. When you keep the ball for a while, it really tires out the other team. And at the same time, Baltimore can make some changes, keep their short shift, and really hurt Philadelphia in that way. But at this point, Philadelphia's having their way with Baltimore.
And the Kixx seems so good when they have a lead. When they get that lead, they're just so hard to come back against.
So it's just like football. The more you have the ball, the more you try to wear down the other team's defense, and the more tired you actually make them.
Injury to Don D'Ambra there. Hopefully it's nothing serious.
He's down around midfield checking his right ankle. And while Donnie gets himself worked out, we'll take a break. 9-5, Philadelphia in the lead as you check out the Philly skyline here today on Versus.
How's she running, Dale?
Tough as nails.
Any issues?
She's handling great. Suspension's dialed in. Loads of power. I think I'll take the red one.
The Polaris Tough to Beat sales event. Take home 2 of the world's toughest ATVs for an incredible $98 per month. And get up to $800 off the legendary Polaris Sportsman. And now's the time to save on the hardest working, smoothest riding Polaris Ranger.
Now that's tough to beat.
Get to your Polaris dealer for unbeatable offers on the world's toughest ATV.
What you're about to see will change the way you look at weather. Introducing the Rain-X Latitude, a revolutionary new blade from the makers of Rain-X Original Glass Treatment. Many traditional wipers have 6 pressure points that can create uneven pressure, which can cause streaking. Rain-X Latitude blades use a totally different technology, contouring to hug the windshield for greater visibility and virtually no streaking. So rain, or sleet, or snow get whisked away like never before. It's like weather never even happened. Get ultimate visibility with the new easy-to-install Rain-X Latitude wiper blades. Order 2 blades starting at $17.99 each and get the complete ultimate visibility pack for free. Rain-X, outsmart the elements.
And welcome back to the Wachovia Spectrum, 9-5 in favor of the Kixx. I'm here with the Philadelphia Kixx. The dance team, they're situated right behind the goal right now that Sagu is. If you can see, Sagu is right there, so we kind of have a unique vantage point. And we're gonna throw some of the shirts here to the fans. I've always wanted to do that. And we're having a great time, and we're gonna stay behind the goal, Al, in case any of the shots come this way to get a different perspective for you, Al.
All right, that's in goal left as you're watching it here on Versus. I don't know if we're going to see Zach now for a while. I think he's found some good friends.
by my count, that's his second interview with the cheerleaders.
Yep. And I bet we're going to see a third before this is over.
I mean, technical questions. You put the cheerleaders behind the other team's goalie as a distraction?
Well, that strategy never came to my mind, but maybe in the future I'll try that.
Just something to think about.
Kicks ahead here 9-5, and Edgar Bartolomeo trying to work on Robbie Aristodemo. Now he'll reset it to Hanoni Martinez. Take it right back. Martinez again. Now Baltimore down here by 4, Omid, and Michelle Millwood, their leading scorer, coming in with 63 points. He's had 0 shots on goal today and only 3 to 4 touches. That's not good.
Yeah, and I think Philadelphia's defenders have done a good job of defending him, but also I feel they need to keep him up higher up on the field a little bit more and try to get him the ball in dangerous areas as opposed to him coming back to receive the ball. I've seen a couple times where when Baltimore's in possession, he comes all the way to the midfield to receive it. And really, he's not doing any good for Baltimore there as opposed to when they're playing balls forwards and into the box, he's very dangerous.
Now Tom Myers with a run out for the Kixx. 3-on-3 here. Denison Cabral broke it up for a moment, then Myers just popped it out of play looking for Boney, and Big Sean says, oh, if I could have gotten that ball. Could have wheeled right around. Carlos Garcia working hard for the blast here. With space. Save Pappas. Appeared Philadelphia just parted and let Garcia shoot that. Got a keeper like Pappas, though, a lot more confidence on the defenders.
Yeah, well, there was an extra attacker on the Baltimore side making a run, making an overlapping run. Therefore, the defender went with him and left Garcia open. But again, Pappas comes up with a big save in here with an outlet. Quickly to Donatelli for a counterattack.
Now D'Ambra trying to go for the 5-hole, and Sagu now covers up for the blast to trail by 4. With 8:30 to go here in the third quarter.
Sagu's played extremely well.
Yeah, he has tonight. To keep the blast within this. Just 2 scores away. A couple of 2-pointers with time. Mix of 3 in there, and Baltimore could take the lead. Right now, Philadelphia is the team possessing.
Philadelphia is really playing well.
They find the open player, Myers. Sagu out to break it up again.
Oh, he's hurt.
And Sagu down. So is Myers.
Looked like Myers there caught the turf and actually dove into Sagu head first.
We'll take a look at it here again. See what happened. Great ball from D'Ambra, first of all.
Here he stubs his foot. And
yep, that's what happened. One more time from this angle. So they'll take a look at Sagu as the trainer for the Baltimore Blast now. Randy Toth. Tom Myers also hovering around. One more time. Great job by our excellent crew here today in Philadelphia to show you those angles on the Sagu potential injury. Segu today with 20 saves on 24 shots. And take a look at Brian Rowland, who's the backup goalkeeper for the Blast. He's probably going to see some action here, you would think. And how good has Segu been today? Well, let's take a look at some of the saves he's made. So Segu with some big saves, and Baltimore going to hurt a little bit to have him go out. But Brian Rowland, if he should come in here, and who knows, Segu's quite a warrior. He might want to stay in. But here's a kid in Brian Rowland who's been around a little bit, started with the Blast, played for Milwaukee, was drafted by California in an expansion draft, but a 9.34 points against average, 71 save percentage. So Rowland with some decent numbers. It looks like he'll be coming in next, right here on Versus.
It's one of life's great truths. Giant Cow makes people smile. Our job is to spread the word about the special place our ice cream comes from. Right on Turkey Hill, where our family-run dairy's been for over 70 years. Our ice cream is a real Lancaster County tradition. It's made from fresh country cream and only the best ingredients. When you see us, be sure to wave or move. Kids like to move.
Turkey Hill Ice Cream. Where we make it is why it's good.
Further than a horse. See at night. Love the gold. And without them, there would be no Iditarod. Sunday at 7 on Versus.
The best Cowboys, the Bulls who want to wreck them. There's a showdown every weekend. The PBR on Versus. The toughest sport on dirt stops into Nebraska. It's stop number 13 for the Built Ford Tough Series. Who will get lucky in Omaha? The PBR on Versus starts tonight at 8 Eastern. And you see Segu, who will remain in the game, still walking it off over there as he appeared to stub his foot on the carpet here. Philadelphia, new carpet this year. 9-5 Philadelphia in the lead, midway through the third quarter. Along with Duke Castiglione, Omi Namazi, Zach Leibowitz, Simon Pulowski, David Feldman, our director today, Lisa Seltzer, our producer. Castellanos on a run out. And it's going to be Segu scooping it up. So Segu really looked like he hurt himself just a few moments ago, but he doesn't want to come out today.
Oh, he's a tough guy. You know, he's been through a lot, and I'm sure he'll be fine here.
Segu just celebrated a birthday. His birthday was on the 21st of March, 34 years old now.
Looking every bit of 33. Blast trying to keep it alive. It's Aristodemo back to Nelson. Now it's been 30 scoreless minutes for Baltimore, but Nelson will try and change that here. Pat Morris denies him the opportunity.
Once again, a great play by Pat Morris, a 2v1, and he reads the pass and cuts it off and starts the attack going the other way.
Quick. And the Baltimore Blast now over 30 minutes without scoring a goal. They've been outscored 6-0 during the time. 9-5 our score. That was also our score at halftime. Philadelphia, 4-point lead, but Wendell Regis with some space. 4-on-3 for Baltimore if they want it.
This is better for Baltimore.
Garcia, well, he had Walker backside, and nothing could happen there for the Blast. And those are the opportunities you got to take advantage of.
Absolutely, and Walker should have been there back close for a tap in, but
and Baltimore with some pressure here on the Kixx.
This is much better for Baltimore.
Yep. So since the last time out now, the Blast have made a renewed effort try and get back in this one. Trying to end the 6-point Philly run. Here's Walker. Wakefield. Save was deflected. Let's see. That's going to stay in Baltimore's possession. Here's that last flurry by the Blast. You see Walker there just unable to finish it off. Danny Kelly, the Baltimore head coach, working out plays for now a Blast restart. It'll be a corner kick. Garcia will trigger. There's the Cabral heading over there as well. Wakefield. Have another chance. Pappas, the great point blank save. Cabral will win that back to Sagu. Philadelphia for the moment is backed off the high pressure. Michelle Millwood. Can't even get a touch. He's only had 4 today.
You can
just get a shot on goal. Duke.
You can just see it out there that Philly has so much more hop in their step. They look so much more alive out there.
And they do. Philadelphia is definitely playing with a lot more energy.
Now the Blast played last night, lost to Chicago 12-4. Philadelphia head off. Certainly you have to consider that as a factor. Right now Martinez trying to work something out for Baltimore. Cabral tried to follow. That was blocked out of play. Baltimore will maintain possession.
And I think the fact that this is a huge game for Philadelphia, if they want to still try to become or get to the first place or second place. So I think that's been preached into them by Donnie before the game, and they've come out with a lot of intensity, and it's paid off.
Aristodemo to trigger here. Millwood. That's a shot not on goal. Went out of play, was blocked. So Baltimore will get another restart opportunity. Here's the recent champions in the MISL, the Obi Namazi coach Philadelphia Kixx back in 01-02. You see Baltimore there with trying to continue with maybe the beginning of a dynasty.
We talked to the reigning MVP, Neto, at halftime. How much does a team like Baltimore miss him? Obviously, very good player, but how much do they miss him this year?
They miss him in times like this where, you know, maybe as far as energy level and, you know, the hop in your step that you're talking about, the whole team as a general don't have it. But a player like Neto can make something happen out of nothing in one instance. And, you know, they really don't have, besides maybe Denison Cabral and maybe one more player, they don't really have that one guy who can make a difference. And that's where they miss him. They miss Giuliano Salenza.
There you see a 2-line goalkeeper pass from Peter Pappas. Again, in the MISL, a goalkeeper cannot send the ball in the air over 2 lines. Pappas did there, his own yellow in the midfield strength. So a restart for the Blast. The Blast for Cabral, again, blocked out of play by Bartolomeo. So another corner kick coming up. The Blast now with 5 restarts here in the last minute and a half. Not really able to create much off of it. Aristodemo to trigger. Watch the easy pass here to Cabral. There it is. Pappas dodges a couple of bullets. Millwood trying to keep it alive. Through the foul. It's on Don DeAmbro. And that'll be his first of the second half. Again, all the individual fouls reset at halftime. The player picks up 4 here in the second half. They'll go to the box like Garcia did in the first half. So Aristodemo sends that one wide. Baltimore again will maintain possession.
Aristodemo's an interesting story. Plays on the Canadian national team, also played on the Canadian Olympic team.
Robbie Aristodemo, great indoor-outdoor player too.
Also became a new dad in September, so probably a couple sleepless nights here and there.
No, you think? You mean newborns cry and keep you up? I don't believe that.
One of those players every team needs. You know, great in possession, never loses the ball, does a lot of dirty work on defense, slides, block shots. He played for me in Cleveland, and again, every coach wants one of those players out on the field.
A nice save there by Peter Pappas. Michelle Millwood unable to work something out there for the Blast. And Robbie Aristodemo seems that he gets a little bit better every year. He's still improving his game. Just as far as a defensive midfielder goes and a utility player, he does it as well as anyone in the game. Boy, Sagu with just enough to stop the Castellanos block. 9-5 the score remains. That was our score at the halftime break.
Still, though, just a two-possession game.
A dive to stop that one.
Doesn't look like the injury slowed him down at all.
Well, he is playing a heck of a ball game out there today. The Blast just having trouble generating offense here at the Wachovia Spectrum. Martin
missed a handball.
I was going to say, appeared to use his hand. And Baltimore gets it back anyhow. Here's Walker. Trying to get it in front. Peter Pappas again there. Able to gobble it up. Walker provides some pressure here. And Lucky Lynn with a nice play to get it to Aristodemo. Now Cabral with space. Too close.
Too slow developing there.
Cabral keeps it alive. Walker, a great save by Pappas.
Initially, Cabral had a couple of guys open, and he should have dished the ball out. And then you see a great save by Pappas.
Look at that pass, and Looking coming in, but Pappas bats it away. So Baltimore now with 5 shots in the last 3 minutes. They had 3 shots in the previous 17 minutes. They're getting some opportunities now. Down by 4, they need them. Garcia. It's pinballs around, and Pappas finds it once again. Now a line change. The Blast get Ray Martinez on. Morris out of play for D'Ambra. It appears now that Philadelphia has fallen a little bit out of sync. Let's take a look at Michelle Millwood and the save by Pappas.
Pappas is so good at closing down the angle of the shooter. He's so quick, he jumps out at you and really makes himself big in front of the ball.
Well, Peter Pappas, we told you at the outset, considered by many, including the players on the field. If you talk to the players for each team, the best goalkeeper in the MISL. And Sagu, for the most part, has been matching him every step tonight. Now a run here for Garcia. He's got Gordon Chin in the box, who just came on for his first shift. Couldn't get it to him. So Danny Kelly trying to find fresh length with Gordon Chin, who has it now.
Looks like we see a little bit more energy out of Baltimore.
Yep. Found their second win. Down by 4, which is really nothing in the MISL to make it up. Martinez. Broken up by the Kixx. Donatelli clears. Wakefield will track it over to Sagu. 10 seconds to go in the quarter.
Here's where Baltimore needs to make changes and get some fresher players on, as Philadelphia's players are not able to change. And that way they can hurt them a little bit more.
Yeah, great point, Omid. Baltimore unable to capitalize in the third quarter. Philadelphia holds serve. They're up 9-5. That was our score at the half. Peter Pappas with some outstanding work here in the third quarter. Kids having a good time in Philly. So are the fans. Their home team leads it 9-5.
My name is Allison Felix, and this is my story. I started out playing basketball. They coined me with the name Chicken Legs. Well, I came out for the track team and kind of wanted to prove everyone wrong. After that, I started racing against professional runners, making my dreams come true. Being called Chicken Legs, I just use it all as motivation. I still get called it now.
Here's how it works. Get the nation's slimmest smartphone at our lowest price ever, $79.99. The Silver Cube, with easy access to email and Windows Mobile. It's the stylish way to work. The Silver Cube from Verizon Wireless, America's most reliable wireless broadband network. Verizon Wireless, it's the network.
It's one of life's great truths. Giant Cow makes people smile. Our job is to spread the word about the special place our ice cream comes from. Right on Turkey Hill, where our family-run dairy's been for over 70 years. Our ice cream is a real Lancaster County tradition. It's made from fresh country cream and only the best ingredients. When you see us, be sure to wave or move. Kids like to move.
Turkey Hill ice cream. Where we make it is why it's good.
All right, welcome back to the Wachovia Spectrum. Entering now the fourth quarter, it's 9-5 Kixx. No scoring in the third quarter, specifically because of this man right here, Peter Pappas, the Kixx goalie. Lots of stuff coming at you, a lot of acrobatic saves. How were you able, with all the congestion in front, to get a good handle on where the ball is?
Just, from just trying to get in the right position, not compromise your position. At the same time, you throw out some goalkeeping technique, throw it at the window, and just try to get your body in front of balls. I've been doing it 11 years, so if I can't do it by now, I have no business being here.
Yeah, you and Don DeAmbra have been here since the beginning. Yeah. Sagu on the other end having a great game, a little injury there. Now, do you guys, is it kind of like a personal competition going kind of goalie against goalie? Or?
I don't think so, but at the same time, you don't want to embarrass yourself in front of another great goalkeeper. And, Sagu, without him tonight, we got a healthy lead going in the fourth quarter. He's been absolutely brilliant. He's a great goalkeeper. He always comes up big, and that's what we got to do. He's got to keep our teams in. That's what indoor goalkeepers try to do.
All right, well, good luck in the fourth quarter. See if you can bring it home.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Right, thanks, man. Al, we'll send it to you.
All right, Zach, as you take a look at Peter Pappas' counterpart, Sagu, who was injured for a little bit, seemed trying to work it out. Sees head of his team out of the huddle, just getting there. Saying hello to some of the Baltimore fans who made the trip up the freeway today to see the Baltimore Blast and Philadelphia Kixx. Sagu with a solid third quarter. How about Peter Pappas? He faced 10 shots. He saved them all.
He's been tremendous. Once again, he's proved why many think he's the best goalkeeper in the league.
Saw the score by quarter, a scoreless third. Philadelphia controlled the second. They have the 9-5 advantage. As Pappas gets ready there to start the fourth quarter. Don DeAmbra will trigger the ball at midfield. 9-5, Kixx. And we're underway. Final 15 minutes soccer here today. And that's poked out by Lookingland. Now, Philadelphia's going to get a restart at the top of the arc when a defensive team knocks the ball out from their own zone, and it's not a block shot. It's actually a kick out, such as that you just saw. That means that the other team, which is Philadelphia, will get the restart at the top of the arc. And Philly dangerous here. You see Delevsky, Martinez, and DeAmbra all gathering together. They just broke up their huddle, and now they're going to figure out what's going to happen. DeAmbra left, Delevsky right, Martinez on the ball.
Look for DeAmbra to come around and maybe play it out, or ball end up at Patty Morris's foot.
Be Delevsky.
Delevsky hits the post.
Second time today he's hit that post. Pappas with pressure. Uses the board so well. Now Morris, dangerous in his own penalty area. And a foul there on Michelle Millwood, just trying to make something happen. It's his first personal foul. A restart now for the Kixx. We'll take a look at it again as Baltimore going with the high pressure. It seems that most players in indoor soccer, whenever a foul is called on them, they can't believe it. Ristadema with a nifty pilfer.
I mean, when you're the home team and you have a lead like this, 4-point lead, do you try to sit back and play a little bit more of a defensive style game?
No, not at all. You don't try to change your game. What you try to emphasize on with your players is possession, possession, and possession. I mean, keep the ball, tire out the other team, and then wait for those opportunities when you've got a numerical advantage going forward, and then, maybe put the game away.
Here's Pappas. Well, Baltimore won't run at him, especially when he's out by the yellow line, because he's pretty good with the feet. Now an overlap for Casey Barton. Here's the cross, wide open Delevsky. Great save, Sagu, and again. Well, when you have Dino Delevsky point blank and you can make the save, he's already won a couple of MVP awards in indoor soccer. You've done a heck of a job. Now off the ball, players go flying as Boney and Cabral run around.
A little bit of a size difference there.
When you see those two, Cabral had to take the worst of it.
Yeah, Cabral's only 5'4", 160. Boney's got more than a foot on.
That's on a play. It'll be a restart coming up for the Baltimore Blast. Seesaw Sean Boney. Let's watch the last save here by Sagu. Oh. His body was going one way, still got the hands up. Tariq Walker scored the first goal of the game on a header. Give the Blast a 2-0 lead. (9-5) here. Favor of the Kixx. Nobody has scored yet in the second half. There's a foul. going to be on Guestafaro. Michelle Millwood has been unable to find the back of the net tonight. Only one shot on goal as well.
And let's give Casey Barton from Philadelphia a lot of credit. I think he's been matched up with Millwood one-on-one all night, and he's done a tremendous job.
They're at it again. Millwood just missing. Castellanos will win it for the Kixx. Castellanos, the second-year player out of Fairfax, Virginia. Another exciting young player Philadelphia has. They have that nice mix of veteran players like Hanoni Martinez here, but got Castellanos, Tony Donatelli, who's a big candidate for Rookie of the Year award. Nelson to break it up. Wendell Regis controls. Now Sagu, under 12 minutes to go in regulation.
Donatelli was telling us he actually came here as a kid and watched Donnie D'Ambra and watched Pappas play.
Zach, and he said how amazing it was to get on the field with those guys and see up close guys like D'Ambra and Pappas. He thought they were good in the stands. Then you get on the field with them, you realize just how good they are. Donatelli there, guilty of the foul. It's his first. It's the Blast again, go to work on offense. Guestafaro. Martinez for Philadelphia, who have a 4-point lead. D'Ambra. The work against Wakefield. Wakefield takes it away. Nice defensive play. Ray Martinez with pressure. And he drew the foul against Hanoni Martinez. His first. Nobody here in foul trouble in the second half. Nobody with more than one for either side. A relatively clean game. And once again have a restart coming up for the Baltimore Blast. A warning whistled against Philadelphia for getting too close.
And now we're sitting here looking at this game, and it's 9-5, and we think Philadelphia has its way. But you know, it's not a done deal. If Baltimore can get one goal, they're back in the game, and now it's a struggle.
That errant ball will once again be collected by Pappas. We'll talk about the sluggish Baltimore offense. Only 20 points now in the last 4 games. Today with just 5. And again, the big reason for that, injuries. Nothing really anybody can control. Basco, Neto, Salenzo. That's a line. That's an all-star line that's out. Walker scores his second goal, and Baltimore now within 2. So just as we talk about Baltimore's anemic offense, Tariq Walker, as if he could hear us, answers. Watch the 2-pointer to take you out. 9-7 now. Blast back in the game.
What you're about to see will change the way you look at weather. Introducing the Rain-X Latitude, a revolutionary new blade from the makers of Rain-X Original Glass Treatment. Many traditional wipers have 6 pressure points that can create uneven pressure, which can cause streaking. Rain-X Latitude blades use a totally different technology, contouring to hug the windshield for greater visibility and virtually no streaking. So rain, or sleet, or snow get whisked away like never before. It's like weather never even happened. Get ultimate visibility with the new easy-to-install Rain-X Latitude wiper blades. Order 2 blades starting at $17.99 each and get the complete ultimate visibility pack for free. Rain-X, outsmart the elements.
Nemours Alfred I. DuPont Hospital for Children is proud to sponsor the MISL Saturday Soccer Showdown. Children's health is all we do, so that kids can do all that they do. Learn more at nemours.org. 9-7 now here at the Wachovia Spectrum. Tariq Walker, his second goal tonight, 9th of the year. Snapped a 41-minute and 25-second dry spell for the Blast. They were ahead 5-3. Baltimore then saw Philadelphia go on a 6-point run to take a 9-5 lead, but now it's 9-7. Baltimore attacking again, but Philadelphia thwarts that. Here's Tony Donatelli running with Boney. And a nice tap away there by Wendell Regis. Millwood ahead for Cabral. He's got Regis on a run. 2-on-1. Dennison hurries. Now Regis, Philadelphia back. Great save again. Peter Pappas getting the hands high.
Looks like Baltimore has a little bit more hop to their step after that goal.
Sure has helped them out. They've been getting some pressure of late, and Tariq Walker finally capitalizes. I mean, you know, you and I were talking during the break. That looked like the Tariq Walker of old when 5-6 years ago he would do that on a nightly basis.
Yeah, he was frightening coming at you, you know, with his pace, with his size, and a good left foot that he's got. And you know, you're right. He looked like that Tariq of old.
Martinez didn't have the angle, and it'll be a restart coming up for Philadelphia. Again, how good is Peter Pappas there? He doesn't have to make the save, but he saw where the ball was going, and he kind of forced Martinez into a spot where he didn't want to shoot it.
Yeah, and Peter does that. He communicates well, and he puts himself in a very good position all the time. On that last play, you know, not only Pappas did a great job, but Patty Morris forced that play very wide from a tough angle, and result of it, you know, a save by Pappas, and they go.
D'Ambra battles for the ball and wins it. Gordon Chin goes down. Chin, I think, wanted the foul and said, rookie. If you go against Don D'Ambra here in Philly, you're not going to get the benefit. It's a 2-point game. Philadelphia not comfortable at the moment. They were ahead by 4 just a few moments ago. Oh, well, now the official, Kia Catania, gets in the way. We've got a hold call against Philadelphia. Dalevsky, the guilty party. That's Dino's first. Dino broke in the league with the Kansas City Comets. Actually, the Wichita Wings, I should say, that went over to Kansas City, where he's most known for. Now here in Philadelphia, as Pappas gobbles up another one. There's Myers on a run out by Lookingland. Shot whistles wide. Here comes Walker again. Tariq Walker on a run.
Great play.
Pat Morris again, just a solid defender to break that up. Here's Martinez. Now an open Sandre Namaski. Millwood says, I'll take him. Namaski forced to retreat. 2-point game as we near the midway point of the 4th and final period of regulation. Should these teams be tied at the end of regulation, we'd play a sudden death overtime. Dalevsky. Ball ahead for Castellanos. Wendell Regis wins it. Dribbles ahead. There's Aristodemo. Robbie trying to use the wheels against Martinez.
Have an injury behind the ball here. Can't see who that is. It looks like he got hit in the eye.
Oh yeah, over there in the far corner. Take a look at it again. Well, didn't really see where that happened.
It seemed like Castellanos was caught with Regis's elbow as Regis was trying to break out.
Our camera crew with a great shot here today. The Wachovia Spectrum in Philadelphia. Let's watch it again. Yeah, elbow, right. It's a little bit of a delayed reaction by Castellanos. That's what threw us off, but elbow to the nose, it appears. And he's getting some assistance. Athletic trainer Jim Bollinger. Take a look at the numbers on David Castellanos. Philadelphia's always been able to assemble some good young players, some great soccer players here on the East Coast.
Yeah, and you know, because of the weather conditions, players are used to playing indoors even as they're growing up, and that's a big advantage.
So Baltimore will maintain possession, Lookingland the restart. Only blast that one out of play. Not exactly, I think, what Danny Kelly had in mind. Should take a look at David Castellanos, making sure he has all the correct features on his face. See, there's a nose, there's a lip. Okay, them all right. Philadelphia now, a bit of a scoring drought of their own. They haven't scored since the second quarter. It's been 22 minutes.
They put that DeAmbra goal in right before the end of the half and haven't had that many great chances since.
Bartolomeo trying to create one here. Wakefield able to make the block for the blast. Kopp will take it for Philly. Bartolomeo. The double team trying to draw a foul here. And we've got a foul on him. Bartolomeo was down. You play from the seat of your pants in the game of soccer. It's a dangerous play. Uh-oh, DeAmbra steal. Score! Wakefield trying a quick restart. DeAmbra blocked the ball and put it home.
It looks like they're
Sagu's saying, wait a minute, did it count? Did DeAmbra give him the proper distance? Maybe not. We'll see what they decide. Let's watch it again. Well, Garcia tried to restart it. That's on the scoreboard. Counted for Don DeAmbra, his second goal of the night.
Sagu's hot. He's hot.
Well, he believed that the proper distance wasn't given. Philadelphia already has a warning. He's putting his hand up saying that should be a card then. However, not only will he not get the card, he's not getting the points off the board either. Once again, well, did DeAmbra touch it, or was it Bartolomeo?
It looked like DeAmbra touched it, and I think what Baltimore is saying is that there's not enough distance given by DeAmbra. But if the offensive player is going to try to play that quick restart, you know, that could be the result.
That's the opposite end of it. You can't have a quick restart, and you are supposed to give the proper distance, but when that's the gray area right there. So 11-7 Philadelphia now back out to a 4-point advantage with 6:13 to go. Still plenty of time.
We saw a similar play earlier in the game when Martinez tried to make the same play DeAmbra did and got called for.
That's an important goal for Philadelphia because now it gives them a little breathing room and makes Baltimore really have to come out and try to get back into the game here and possibly leave themselves a little shorthanded in the back.
Buckingham trying to send it into the mixer, but just wasn't there. Peter Pappas, another scoop up. There's Boney. Biggest player in the MISL will send it back to Henoni Martinez. It's a 4-point lead for the Kixx, 5:40 to play in regulation. The Kixx trying to increase their lead on the blast and still stay in contention for first place in the MISL. Detroit, the league leader. The Detroit Ignition clinched a playoff spot last night with a victory over the California Cougars. Ignition 17-10, Philly 15-11. Just trying to keep up. Here's Boney against Nelson. Look how deep he gets, but Nelson was able to knock it away. Here's Watson. Watson still going. Nobody came down to help him. Now Millwood trying to keep it alive. It isn't Michelle Millwood as effective without guys like Bascom and Neto, Salen's on the field, and maybe take some attention away.
Absolutely. I mean, if Neto's on the field, you know, you may see Casey Barton matching up against Neto, and that might free up Millwood a little bit more. But right now, Philadelphia's really keen on him, and they've been successful.
When you're a head coach, is that your game plan? You take a guy like a Millwood, who's probably Baltimore's best player out there. You try to mark him and take him out of the game and say, all right, look, don't let him beat us this afternoon.
Yes, there's certain players that you really have to do that with. I mean, you know, you got the Greg Houses in Milwaukee, or, you know, Don DeAmbra in Philly, Michelle Millwood in Baltimore. These guys got to be accounted for.
We'll take a break. Back after this.
I'm Gene Simmons, powerful, attractive, a rock star supreme. What a handsome devil you are. I am God's gift.
What feels better to you, sex or $1 million deal?
$1 million sex deal.
Dad's gonna look like this after the facelift.
a really strong wind, but doesn't affect anyone else around him.
Gene Simmons' Family Jewels, an all-new season, begins tomorrow at 8 p.m. on A&E.
As long as we have hope, prayer, and a little bit of time to
For more than 40 years, World Wildlife Fund has achieved lasting conservation results by working with local governments, communities, businesses, and scientists to save wildlife and wild places. Go to worldwildlife.org today. Please help us save the world's most endangered animals and places. Thank you.
Remember how we used to tell people you don't need a glass to drink Guinness Draught in a bottle? What the? Oh, I'm hit! Ah! Yes! Well, I've found a better way. It's called the TV commercial.
Drink Guinness Draught from the bottle, not a glass.
Oh, I'm hit.
The TV commercial. Brilliant! Brilliant!
Please enjoy Guinness Draught responsibly.
And we're back here. It's 11-7 in favor of the Philadelphia Kixx. We're here at the Wachovia Spectrum. The Grateful Dead is 53 Spectrum sellouts. Billy Joel, the likes have been here at the Wachovia Spectrum. Began in about the late 1960s. The house, the Broad Street Bullies, the Flyers Stanley Cup championships in 74 and 75. The Philadelphia 76ers, they won the championship most recently in 1983. Philadelphia has gone quite some time, over 25 years, without a major pro championship. The last championship in Philadelphia, in fact, was here in the Philadelphia Kixx when the Major League Indoor Soccer League started in their inaugural year. Both Flyers and Sixers now over at the Wachovia Center, but the Spectrum here hosting the Kixx, some other concerts, the Circus, and the Philadelphia Phantoms of the AHL. But truly, the Wachovia Spectrum, one of the all-time fixtures in Philadelphia sports, Al.
All right, Zach, 7,264 here tonight to watch the Kixx and Blast play. Timeout Baltimore. They'll go with the sixth attacker. The playoffs kick off in a few weeks, and Versus has the semis and the finals in April. And join us next Saturday for the MISL Saturday Soccer Showdown, when the Milwaukee Wave take on the California Cougars live at 5 on Versus, as the Wave are just trying to stay alive for a playoff possibility. California Cougars playing for pride. Join us next week for that. As now Philadelphia will come out with their captain Pat Morris leading a group of what's going to pretty much be 5 defenders or 5 defensive-minded players, as Baltimore will go with their sixth attacker in goal. It'll be Robbie Aristodemo. So he'll play in the field with the keeper's jersey on, and Omi defending the sixth attacker. How do you do that?
Well, you try to build a house, and the top of your house, basically 4 players in a square and one player on top, putting pressure on the ball, and you try to force the ball to one side and not allow it to go to the middle. It's not an easy task, especially with some teams where they have a lot of offensive firepower. Let's see what happens here.
Well, Aristodemo will play forward now, so the net is empty. Baltimore is in need of 2 scores, down by 4 here. They have time to do it, and they'll have their most effective scorers on the field right now. Carlos Garcia with it. Ray Martinez send it in. Moore's trying to clear, so it's Garcia, Martinez, Cabral, Wakefield, Millwood, and Aristodemo, the sixth attacker. Philadelphia trying to defend with Bartolomeo, Morris, Myers, Kopp, and Barton. Robbie Aristodemo, now the goalkeeper with the purple top on. Less than 3 minutes. Aristodemo getting closer. Open Wakefield. Boy, Morris there to block that shot. Sometimes it seems there's an avenue, and Pat Morris just steps right in front. Break up for Barton.
Trouble.
Do or die. Aristodemo couldn't get it. On target, wide. Well, that would have sealed it, and Casey Barton been able to nail the 3. Instead, Baltimore still has life with 2:25 to go.
Talking about goalies scoring goals, I think that in this very building, Ron Hextall scored a goal.
Now Wakefield trips not Myers.
Myers
Philly with a
showing
quick restart.
Myers showing his pace there, coming from behind and winning possession.
Now we've got a whistle and a foul, and Bartolomeo. It's his first of the second half. Less than 2 minutes to play. Baltimore in need of 2 goals. 3-pointers available. That will get them to within only 1. Sixth attacker, Aristodemo.
Have to start taking some shots with only 1:40 left on the clock here.
Absolutely, good point.
Wakefield. Almost redirected in front by Garcia, and Ray Martinez was cutting on the back post. It's almost as if you'd have preferred to let that ball go to Martinez.
Yeah, it looked like Wakefield there set up to shoot the ball. And Garcia just reacting to it and trying to redirect it as well.
Wakefield heads that away. Martin will get it in his own end. Pappas with pressure. It's hard to make him make a mistake. If he does, it'll be out there in midfield. Looking Len on target. Pappas can stop that. Well, the Blast in danger here of losing their 3rd in a row after winning 8 straight. We approach the 1 minute remaining mark. No, Garcia had a chance but couldn't bring it down. That one is on target. Cabral's got to get there first, but he won't. 3-point goal. And you can book this one for the Philadelphia Kixx. Pat Morris, 3-pointer, 14-7 Philly. Here it is one more time. Pat Morris the steal. And the bench shot, Cabral. Look at the hustle. It's like he had it on a yo-yo, but it wouldn't come back to him. So a 7-point game now with 45 seconds to go. The Philadelphia Kixx will win this one here today. The Wachovia Spectrum improved to 16 and 11 on the year. Baltimore is going to fall to 15 and 13. Here's Millwood. Deflected shot. Oh, Martinez just wide as he went airborne. Pop with the block.
You see him, he didn't even flinch right there.
I would have flinched.
I would have flinched too.
15 seconds. Martinez with one last opportunity. Pappas with one last save. Zeros on the scoreboard. Game over. The final score, Philadelphia 14, Baltimore 7. Pat Morris, the leading scorer for Philadelphia, 5 points on 2 goals. Don DeAmber, 4 points on 2. And Philadelphia wins our first national broadcast here on Versus tonight. The Wachovia Spectrum. Guys, pretty good game.
Yeah, really good win for Philadelphia. You know, trying to establish themselves at home again before going to the playoffs.
Yeah, we talked about this before the game, how big this game is in terms of Philly's playoff aspirations, especially with Milwaukee already losing this afternoon.
For our producer, David Feldman, our director, Lisa Seltzer, Duke Castiglione, Omi DeMazzi, Zach Leibowitz, I'm Al Pulowski. For our great crew in Philly, we'll see you next week in California. 14-7 Kixx. Have a good